And welcome back to Square Off. We're focusing now on the race in the East Valley's 5th Congressional District, considered a safe Republican seat in a district represented by two-term Congressman Andy Biggs of Gilbert. He's one of the most conservative members of Congress, chairman of the House Freedom Caucus. The Democrat challenging Biggs in the 5th District for the second cycle in a row is Joan Greene. And Joan Greene, welcome to Square Off.
Good morning. Thank you, Bram, for having me.
Our pleasure. You grew up in the 5th District. You've run a marketing business for many years. You're also active in the National Humane Society. On the politics side, however, you lost to Andy Biggs by 20 points in 2018. What makes you think you can do better in 2020?
Last cycle, we lost by about 18 points, and I was a newbie. Nobody knew who I was. And for all of our small businesses, they know that it takes a couple of years to get the brand out, to get the name out, to meet enough people. Which is what we did. We don't quit. And the people have told us that as every day goes on, that Andy Biggs does not represent their values. So we're continuing, and we believe that we share the values of our East Valley district.
Okay, there's some interesting polling data reported by the Cook Political Report. President Trump is down about 10 points from his 2016 performance in districts that are a lot like the 5th, well-educated, higher income. Do you think that helps you in this race?
It does. Not only that, but it's families. It is the fact that Andy Biggs has voted every time against our COVID-19 stimulus to help our families, to help our businesses. That plays in a large part for that. They do not appreciate the support that Biggs has given to separate our children at the borders. There's just so many different things. And the people from the East Valley, they remember that in 2016, he didn't win his primary by a large margin. He won by 27 votes, and that's only because the Republican county recorder stopped counting the balance of the votes. So there was hundreds of other votes that weren't counted, which means his district didn't even vote for him in the primary.
And yet, you know, it's a solid district. He's represented it in Congress and in the state legislature. He doesn't appear to have suffered much blowback for his anti-mask, anti-shutdown, really anti-science views on handling the pandemic.
He has suffered a tremendous amount of blowback. What I hear on the ground is really being a Republican, we're moderates out here. We're families, we're businesses. And they do not appreciate the fact that a person who's supposed to represent them has totally ignored them and is actually doing the job of the communications manager of Trump. Yesterday, for instance, he tweeted over 35 times, and the day before that, over 25 times, not to help our district, but to help Trump and to pass on conspiracy theories. People are tired of that. They just want somebody who's going to get into office, work for them, stay off the Twitter, stay out from before the cameras, and work and solve the kitchen table problems that are not partisan.
Where would you break if you were elected? Where would you break with House Democrats on issues that matter to a lot of CD5 voters? Support for school choice, tougher immigration, not so much support for LGBT rights and a woman's right to choose.
Well, that's not actually true in CD5. That's what the loudest voices are, but everybody wants immigration reform, logical, humane immigration reform, and we can do that. And people don't want a border wall that is wasting our tax dollars. They want, let's move us into the 21st century, which is technology and more boots on the ground for the education, the school choice. School choice would be great if our public schools were on par with our charter schools, but they're not. So once we get the funding in and we put them on an even and level playing field, then that is considered choice.
Okay, and last 15 seconds if you can, the one issue you tackle that matters to CD5.
Healthcare. It's always healthcare. It's affordable healthcare. It's lowering prescription drug costs. It's strengthening our Social Security and Medicare. It's protecting our veterans, and they all tie in together with a healthy economy is a healthy constituent.
All right. Joan Greene, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck on November 3rd.
Thank you.